My name is Mia, and I thought I was prepared for my sister Lara's wedding. I'd expected a long day of family drama, passive-aggressive comments, and the usual teasing about being single. What I wasn't prepared for was the moment I walked into the grand hall alone and realized my family was already there, laughing quietly in corners. I had tried to brush it off. "I'm fine," I told myself in the mirror that morning, tying my pale blue dress tightly around my waist. But deep down, I knew how it would feel, all eyes on me, no date, no arm to hold. Lara's wedding had always been the kind of event that highlighted what you didn't have as much as what you did. My mother's friends whispered about my career, my father frowned at my lack of a plus one, and my sister's bridesmaids looked like models from a magazine. When I arrived, the laughter began. It wasn't loud, but sharp enough to make me shrink in my heels. Cousins nudged each other, my aunt smiled in that poor thing way, and even Laura gave me a sympathetic glance. I smiled faintly, walked toward the empty table reserved for me, and tried to make myself small. And then, everything changed. The doors at the back of the hall opened, and he walked in. Ethan, my college boyfriend who had moved across the country years ago, stood there. My stomach lurched. He was dressed in a crisp navy suit, smiling that same crooked grin I remembered. I had no idea he'd be here. None. At first, my family froze, unsure what to do. The whispers stopped, the laughter vanished, replaced by wide eyes and stammered greetings. Ethan made his way toward me confidently, like he belonged here, like he had been planning this moment all along. "Mia," he said softly, offering his hand. "Mind if I join you?" I blinked, speechless. I had no idea how to respond. Part of me wanted to run, another part wanted to leap into his arms. Finally, I nodded, letting him guide me to the table. The silence around us was deafening at first. My family couldn't believe it. Ethan and I had been out of touch for years. They hadn't expected him to show, let alone to show up looking like this. Soon, the mood shifted. The laughter that had mocked me turned to curiosity, then admiration. My mother whispered something to my father. My cousins exchanged glances, suddenly aware that the girl they thought had nothing now had someone who had traveled across the country just to be with her. As the ceremony started, Ethan stayed by my side, holding my hand firmly. He whispered jokes only I would understand, made me laugh quietly, and when the bride and groom exchanged vows, I realized that I wasn't alone anymore. The loneliness I had felt since stepping into that hall vanished. After the ceremony, my family tried to make small talk, awkwardly congratulating me on Ethan's arrival. I smiled politely but didn't answer them immediately. I didn't need their approval. I had what mattered, someone who had shown up when it counted. Later that evening, dancing under the fairy lights, Ethan leaned close. "See them looking at us?" he asked. I nodded. "Don't worry about them. They'll understand soon enough." And they did. By the end of the night, the whispers turned into compliments, the glances into smiles, and the laughter became laughter with me instead of at me. I realized then that life sometimes has a way of surprising you, that moments you expect to be embarrassing can become moments of triumph if you have the right person by your side. Walking out of the wedding together, hand in hand, I knew I had turned a day that could have been humiliating into one I'd never forget. My family laughed when I showed up alone, but the moment he walked in, everything changed. The laughter wasn't at me anymore. It was for us. Sometimes, the world doesn't see your worth, until someone who truly does walks through the door.